Yo, what's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? You know what it is. I am Mykell Mathieu, and I'm not alone. Of course, I got my guy with me. The Shawn Michaels of this thing. He has to be Diesel. We are doing our things. Mykell Mathieu with my guy Elam, Eric Lambkins the second, and we are the Misfits. Elam, what's up, man?
Well, I'm not Diesel. I'm more Ultimate Warrior. You already know how it
Okay,
goes, man.
okay.
Fresh off the
You can be
dust.
Triple A. That's
Hey,
wild.
but you know who it is? It's your guy Elam. You are tuned into the hottest podcast this side of the universe. We are the Misfits. That's the PG. I'm your guy Elam. And listen, we crushing more than the airwaves. We crushing these media streets here in the most illustrious, the most beautiful, the most renowned city on the face of this earth, Los Angeles. So you're tuned in. We got a lot lined up. We talking Chargers. We talking Rams. I was there at both training camps. I think both fan bases got a lot to be excited about. We talking Sparks. We got some funny stuff. We got some culture. LeBron, Drake. But stay tuned. This is where you want to be.
Yeah, where you want to be. Make sure you tell your friends, your mama, your daddy, grandpa, grandma, everybody that they
hey, auntie.
Here with the Misfits. But we got to start off, man. The NFL is getting closer.
It's here.
Closer.
It's here.
No, it's here. And some teams put on a pass today. Shout out to them. Kansas City Chiefs doing a pass today. But my guy Elam said it best. He was in.
They still bleeding. They still bleeding from the Super Bowl.
Oh, still bleeding, but they healing up. They like Wolverine. They like Wolverine, so they're gonna be all right.
They got the always with wings.
Hey, you know it. You know it.
Okay. Okay.
But they got the Rams and Chargers. They got to see them Chargers. And the Chargers, some good talk coming from there. And I gotta come to you firsthand because you were able to go and tap in with them this first week of training camp. I'm gonna be there with them next week, so that should be fun. But let's start with the Chargers, who started things off dope. They started their training camp in San Diego, a little flashback, came back to LA. What has you excited about this Chargers team this year?
Man, this offensive line is different. I can't think of any other superlative, ginormous, aggressive, mean, angry. No, this offensive line is different. Shout out to Trey Pipkins. Shout out to Joe Alt. Rashawn Slater, the highest paid offensive lineman in the NFL. Listen to me. These dudes, they're not the type of dudes that you want to see in a bar. They're not the type of dudes you want to see in the alley. They're not the type of dudes you want to piss off. Listen, this offensive line is different. Justin Herbert is going to have time to pass, and even more so, Najee Harris. This dude is going to be able to drive unicycles, VW bugs. He could drive a trash truck through some of these holes. This offensive line is different, man.
No, yeah, and with Jim Harbaugh, they was coming to do one thing, and that's run that ball and be physical up front. But for me, that's cool and dandy and everything. But one thing, can you catch the ball on the outside? I don't think the front five can help them do that. And then also, can you stop people from catching the ball against your defense? I don't know if this new group of DBs can do that. So that's what I'm coming into the training camp looking at for the Los Angeles Chargers. Of course, as always, you hear the talk about Quentin Johnston, and you don't know if it's for real or not because he haven't given us anything to believe in.
It's year three. It's year three. This dude is standing out in camp. He's standing out. I'm there. I'm watching him. Dude catching everything thrown his way. Lambkins looks completely different this year. But great question. If the Chargers don't compete for the AFC West crown, is Justin Herbert the question?
I don't think so. It's still going to be the weapons. I think that's what's going to come down to them for the season is the outside play, right? Everybody talks about the inside, and that has to be great to succeed. But you got to have a great outside, right? The champions who just won the Super Bowl, AJ Brown, they got weapons on the outside for Jalen Hurts, and then on the defensive back end,
but you got the best offensive line in the league, or one of the top three.
But they have that other stuff to make it a complete team. I don't even want to talk about the Eagles secondary because of what they did to us.
That's a cheat code. That's a cheat code.
The Chargers, you lose Asante Samuel. He's not there this year. You don't have Christian.
Got three though. You still got three. You
still got, but he's not your cornerback. He's your safety. But I'm looking at that DB.
He's playing nickel too.
I'm looking at but that cornerback position has me a little nervous. Is that are they going to be able to compete with some of the teams they have to see in the AFC? And then we saw last year, if you can kind of, stop their run a little bit, can Justin Herbert have the weapons? Lambkins went crazy in the AFC wild card game when they lost to the Texans, but nobody else caught a ball really, So who is going to step up on that end? Is Quentin Johnson going to be the guy? They got some young players that they're believing in.
I'll give you a name.
That's what I'm looking at. Let me hear it.
I'll give you a name. Will Dissly. Dissly, tight end. Listen, all Jim Harbaugh has to do is control the line of scrimmage, and between Will Dissly and Lambkins, somebody's getting open across the middle. Underneath, hook curl to the flat, out routes, option routes. Will Dissly, in the presser yesterday, matter of fact, I was there. He was just talking about how in year 2, he's able to actually talk shop. He's actually able to talk football and not necessarily have to worry about building rapport with Justin Herbert. Listen, I'm telling you right now, give the Chargers the ball. They are going to run the ball down your throat. And with that comes tick, 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 tick. This is not the type of team the Kansas City Chiefs are going to want to play in inclement weather. This is not the type of team the Denver Broncos, well, that'll be a good matchup. The Denver Broncos are going to want to see. This is not the type of team that the Las Vegas Raiders, are prepared to face. I'm trying to tell you, along the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, this team is going to be different.
Elam, the Chargers are exactly, write this down, book it. The Chargers are exactly like the Los Angeles Clippers. They find a way to stink it up even when you have the highest of hopes for them. And that's why, for me, I still don't believe, because I haven't seen Justin Herbert do it at the highest level, and I just don't trust them on the outside. Yes, I trust number 3. I'm a Florida State guy. Darwin James is my guy. But
Derwin, not Darwin.
Derwin James, my fault. I said Darwin. Derwin James is my guy. But that defensive backfield, those cornerbacks, I don't know if I can trust them. I saw CJ Stroud go crazy on them last season. And then, can you pass the ball? Eventually, somebody's going to be able to slow your running game down. The difference between them and the Eagles, they don't got Saquon Barkley back there and a quarterback that can go run crazy.
Hey, you know when these premonitions, when I get these premonitions, it's not Nostradamus, it's Lambstradamus. I'm calling it right now. The Kansas City Chiefs are not winning the AFC West. They will be a wild card team. Listen, it's a 2-team race out of the Denver Broncos and LA Chargers winning the AFC West. I'm calling it today.
You sound like these crazy pundits out there that says these ignorant things. Last year they said, the Chiefs had no chance. They won't make it back. They did that. And then you had people the year before saying, they're playing in the toughest division maybe ever with the quarterbacks in this division. I don't believe it until I see it. I still have my doubts with the Chargers.
You from Missouri, you from the show me state. I call things that aren't as if they were. You know what I'm saying?
And you better show me, because like I said, I don't believe in the cornerback room. I don't believe in the receiver room. And last year, those were the 2 big reasons why they couldn't prolong their stay in the playoffs.
No. The reason why they couldn't prolong their time in the playoffs is because why? Justin Herbert was throwing the ball to the opposite jersey the entire game. If Justin Herbert just has a Justin Herbert type game, they move on.
Who's their quarterback this year?
Listen.
Who's
okay.
Quarterback?
Listen. I'm telling you.
Name?
I just want to be there to collect your tears, bro. That's all I want. That's all I want.
What is their quarterback's name?
Hey, shout out to Jesus in the chat. He said it's time for the Chiefs to go down. Jesus, I'm with you. These bozos have 2 rings at my expense. So yes, I need to see more suffering from Mykell. That's what I need. Hey, go hop in the chat on YouTube. Go to YouTube, hop in the chat. This is a show by you, for you, involving you. Go on and let us know your thoughts, your opinions, who's right, who's wrong. And guess what? We might even pull you up on stage.
Hey, I'm telling you this right now. He didn't want to mention his name after he just talked about him. Their quarterback is still Justin Herbert. And until he shows me anything different when it comes to winning football games when it matters most, I'm not believing in the Chargers. But we'll see what's going to happen. But they're not the only team in LA. We spoiled us as usual. We got multiple teams. And
speaking of, hold on, spoiled. I spoil you a little too much.
Okay.
I think we had an agreement. We had a bet going on. You owe me some facial hair, bro. I need the whole beard chopped off. I don't need some. I told you, baby face. Baby face. Next week, I need a baby face.
Somebody said I already have a baby face, so shout out to them. But man, it's crazy that man, football is booming like this, and for LA, we're so spoiled because last year, Elam, we didn't have not one playoff team. We had 2 of them, and the other team that you were with last week, the Los Angeles Rams, were doing their thing. He said, shave his beard. Hey, if we could get, we need some comments. I need about 100 people.
No, you owe me. You owe me. We made a bet. You owe me.
I thought it was a joke, man. I thought it was a joke.
But hey, the Rams, listen.
Yeah. Let's talk about
as phenomenal as they were last year. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They were the only team to keep the eventual Super Bowl champions within a 1-score game. Oh, yeah. It's scary on how great this defense looks. Now, I understand training camp defenses always come in flying high. This secondary is I'm talking stingy. But even more than that, who was the defensive rookie of the year last year? Jared Verse. Listen to me. The dude is bigger. The dude is stronger. And he's got counter moves. He's got actual moves. It's not just all bull rushing, putting left tackles on their seat. Jared Verse, he's got a little bag. You know what I'm saying? He's got more of a bag than LeBron has.
Elam, you know what they said? They said, you know who had the best verse last year? Jared Verse. You know, the Rams, you know. So
okay.
Shout out to the Rams getting it right. And it's crazy because I talked to our guy, Arash Markazi, about he was like, hey, you and Elam got it right. Like you said, Braden Fisk and Jared Verse were going to make people not forget, but slowly say they can take over for number 99. And they were a big reason why that team was as good as it was. And they only getting better.
And the crazy part is you brought up the second name. Braden Fisk is flying under the radar. And I'm telling you, the dude is a terror. And it's not just on one side of the ball. Puka Nacua is an absolute menace. He's catching everything out there. He's bulldozing people. You know what I'm saying? I think some of the off-field issues that's been going on in his life, he's taking it out on defenders. And I'm telling you, when you see Davante Adams in this offense, it is as great as Cooper Kupp was. I got Cooper Kupp on the fringe of the Hall of Fame. You're getting a bona fide Hall of Famer in Davante Adams, who on the Raiders last year had 1,043 yards with no quarterback. Devontae Adams is going to be a top 5, if not top 10 wide receiver in this offense. Guaranteed. No.
And that's what I really like. The difference between where I feel about the Chargers, why I don't believe, and why I believe in the Rams is that on the outside, they have it. They got Puka. I think Tutu Atwell was going to do a lot more this year. You have Devontae Adams, who's going to be hungry, right? He played last year with the Raiders, went to the Jets. It just didn't work out. Now he's ready to prove people I am still a top 5, top 3 wide receiver in the league. I like Kyron Williams out of the backfield. He says he's been working on his ball handling, so he won't have as many fumbles. I think we see more Blake Corum this year, who is going to help him out.
You will.
Yeah. So you're going to see more of him. But then, I really the two additions for the Rams really stand out to me. One being Devontae Adams, but the other one being Poona Ford from the Chargers now with the Rams. Because last year their struggle with the Rams was, hey, you can run the ball right up the middle and get them up out of here. And the Eagles were able to do it 2 times and pick up victories. It's going to be much tougher this year because that boy Poona is a great piece at nose tackle. It's going to take 2 or 3 to try to block him, which will open up Jared Verse and Braden Fisk and Byron Young, who we didn't even mention, on the outside of that line. Then allow the linebackers to fly around a little more. Like, I'm really excited about this Rams team. I might even say Super Bowl Rams.
Listen,
they're healthy.
It's not out of the realm of possibilities. I know my Johns in Philly are going to hate me for saying this. Y'all not repeating. I'm telling you right now, the Rams for sure are going to be in contention. I think this Devontae Adams, move is going to put them over the hump in terms of offensively, but defensively, you got Braden Fisk, you got Byron Young, you got Jared Verse, you got Poona Ford. Behind them, you got Omar Spates. Omar, he's a linebacker to watch. I'm trying to tell you, this defense is comprised of some names that aren't household yet. Kobe Durant, that's a name that you're going to want to watch. This Rams team, I called it last year when the Eagles came to SoFi. I said it looked like a Super Bowl team. I know it's early. The only thing that is going to derail these LA Rams is injuries. These cats are angry. They're pissed off. And I'm telling you, they are scary good. And I gotta give my boy DJ Desjuan Johnson. You know what I'm saying? He's a rotational piece. Mr. Irrelevant the year before Brock Purdy was selected, but the dude is a baller. Listen to me. Desjuan Johnson is a name that you are going to want to watch. He's going to make some noise. 10 sacks this year.
Whoa, like that's crazy right there, because they're so wide. We think about the Eagles and their front defensively. This Rams front, like Braden Fisk, Jared Verse, Poona Ford. You got Byron Young, who's a good pass rusher. We didn't even mention Kobe Turner, who's a guy that's 8 sacks or more damn near every year of his career. So this is a team that I truly believe in. And like you said, the only thing that can derail them is if Matthew Stafford can't stay healthy. He's already going to miss this coming week of training camp because of his injury. So they have to hope that he is 100%, because if he's not, you got to throw out Jimmy Garoppolo on the field. We know that they don't want that to happen. But if Matthew Stafford is healthy, they got running game, they got receiver weapons. The tight end room is going to be better this year because
they still got Sean McVay, man. Sean McVay is a top 3, top 5 coach in the league. Listen, man. Even if Matthew Stafford has to miss, you know what I'm saying, let's say 4 games this year, I'm pretty confident Sean McVay, even with Jimmy Garoppolo, can piecemeal a game plan because of the defense.
Yeah, because last year, like you had spurts where the defense was figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? And then
once they got it, once they figured it out, Chris Shula had them boys. You know what I'm saying? Like primed and ready to go. Yeah.
That Shula name means something, and he had them ready to go. And once they were there, they took off. And this year they coming in and say, "Hey, we want to be a top 5 defense in the league." So it's going to be a whole different level. But that's why it's a lot of excitement here in Los Angeles when it comes to some football. Then we still got the college ranks. UCLA, USC just had their
Media
presser
day.
there at the Big Ten,
Yep.
media day. So it's just a lot of good football going on in LA this year. So hopefully y'all locked in. And here with the Misfits, we got you covered throughout the
Lincoln
season. What's
Riley.
up?
Lincoln Riley.
Oh,
I'm watching you.
That
I'm
seed
giving
is
you till week 6. I'm giving you, listen to me. I'm giving you till week 6. If you piss me off, listen, I'm making
1.
phone calls. I'm getting you up out of here, man. I don't care nothing about this contract buyout. You piss me off, Lincoln Riley. You're out of here.
We coming up with the bread to get him up out of here, but we're gonna see. But it's a lot of good things going on with football in LA, but there's some good things going on in the hoop realm. And it's not for the guys. The WNBA, Elam, I've been telling you that I believe, and I am locked in deeply with the Sparks, who are playing some great basketball. They have won 5 straight games, 2 of them before the break, and 3 after the break. And they just knocked off the New York
number
Liberty
1
at
team
the
in the league.
Man,
Shout out Shout out to number 2, man, Rickea Jackson. Listen,
Ooh,
listen to me. If you have the opportunity and the means to come to Staples Center, I am not referring to it as the other name. If you have the opportunity and the means to come to Staples Center this Tuesday, both of your favorite Misfits will be in the building, but even more so, these ladies, they're going to put on a show for you. They're playing extremely well. I don't know what it is about Ray Burrell and what she's been able to unlock in this defense, but Ray Burrell is a thermostat. She sets the temperature, she sets the tone for the team. Not a household name, but she's a difference maker. And then Cam Brink.
She close.
She close, listen. Man. Listen. I feel so bad for saying I didn't see it. I was absolutely wrong. Ladies, don't tar and feather me. KP a difference maker, but you and I were having this conversation about the team playing through Rickea Jackson.
Yeah.
When Rickea is hot, it's a different look. It's a different team.
And I think that's what has kind of changed things. To first start, gotta show love to Ray Burrell. Been a big fan of her game since she came to the Los Angeles Sparks and became healthy. An athlete, like the prototypical 3-and-D player for the W and for the Sparks. You know what she is, Elam? You know when you have that one badass kid in the classroom and he's just doing all the extra stuff, he turned the whole class up and everybody start going crazy. Even a kid that's usually quiet is like, man, I just can't not sit down. Everybody turned up because of this one guy. That's Ray Burrell. When she show up, her energy, her feistiness, the way that she plays both ends, attacking, it makes the next player say, I need to match that, or what am I doing? And that's exactly how she's helped this team be successful. 12 points in the win, knocking down some big shots early, and then a big-time 3 there in the fourth quarter. And then I believe I'm going to give a lot of praise. I'm a big person of players. That's who wins. Coaches, they just do what they're supposed to do. But I'm going to give a lot of love and respect to Coach Lynn Roberts because she realized it. Hey, this KP-led offense.
Why are you fronting, bro? Why are you fronting? Because you was just like me when they announced it. Who?
No,
Lynn Roberts.
She had to make me believe.
I'm not going to sit up here and let you tell the homies that's watching this, you know what I'm saying, that you was a big believer in Lynn Roberts. You were just like me sitting on the bus stop like, who the heck is this? Lynn Roberts can coach. Lynn Roberts can really coach.
And then sometimes I think coaching, especially at the pro level, is not about being the smartest, coming up with the craziest plays. It's just about doing the simple things. And some of it is controlling egos and putting people in the right places to be successful. And that's exactly what Coach Roberts has done. She said, KP, I know we tried it earlier. You wanted to be on the ball and be the end all be all. That ain't working. We got Julie Alderman for a reason. She's going to be our pure point guard. And then we have Julie Van Loo, another person that can play point guard, to where your main focus is to score, score, score. We don't need you to initiate. We don't need you to truly bring it up too often. We need you to be in a position to score and play make from the scorer spot. And she's been able to do it because Coach Roberts has put her full trust in Julie Alderman. She even says Julie Alderman comes to her and say, hey, I think we need to run this play because it's been working or it's going to work. So shout out to Coach for taking a step back and doing so.
Hey, I gotta give a shout out to Reagan Peebley, man. She's the one that put this team together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't see the vision. Then, players were injured, and I was like, I really don't see the vision. But now I'm like, okay, this makes sense. Yeah. I see it working. Now, it's working so effectively. I really am afraid, man. I'm afraid the Sparks not even going to be in contention to get Juju Watkins.
Oh, no, they got that. That's what, 2 years down the line.
It might be one. It might be one. It might be one.
True. But hopefully WNBA makes the right decision and keeps Juju in LA. But I'm excited for the Sparks team. They sit at 11-14. They're like a game and a half from the
playoff.
Yeah, like the 60, they could climb up that far. And that's why I was telling you earlier, you can't get into super panic mode because that bottom half of the top 8 all has like trash records or normal records. So if you can get on a nice little winning streak, you can get your team in a position to probably make the playoffs. And winning 5 straight games is what they needed to do because it was all about health. The beginning of the year already unhealthy, right? To where they had to sign players and do different things.
Hardship contracts.
Yeah, hardship contract. You dealing with that from game number 1 is going to be tough. But now that they're healthy, they have the right pieces. And we haven't even mentioned 2 ladies that we have to give a bunch of praise to, Azurá Stevens and De'Erica Hamby, who has been 2 consistent players for them. At any moment you look up, they got 15 and 10 rebounds. And that's exactly what you saw against the Liberty, 17 and 10 for De'Erica, 17 and 11 for Azurá Stevens. And what's crazy about Azurá, she didn't even have points at the end of the first half. So all 17 of her points came in the second half of that game. So the Sparks looks like everything is going well for them. They got a test coming up Thursday. So
now
that's going to be very interesting.
If the Sparks do 2 things, they're going to win. If they can rebound and if they can defend a 3, they're going to win.
Yeah, and that's exactly that's what I told when I talked to De'Erica after the latest win. I'm like, man, something about you 2 rebounding where it shifts the game to where people can't get those second possessions that they might have got earlier in the season. How important is that to you guys' success? And she was like, me and Z talked to each other and said, if we can at least grab 20 to 25 rebounds each, that it gives us a good chance. And that's without Cameron Brink.
Each or between the 2?
Altogether.
Okay.
Between the 2 of them. My fault. Ain't no Dennis Rodmans out there. Or ain't no Angel Reese's on that court. But
Angel gets the rebounds.
Yeah, shout out to the meat bounds. They much needed. But, man, I'm just excited because, man, if Cameron Brink could come back, and she's been able to get a lot of rest. She interviewed yesterday, the first time we heard from her in a minute, and she was just like, hey, I'm feeling great. I'm so happy that the Sparks allowed to give me this time. I'm there. So we might even see her on Tuesday. We don't know as of yet. But, Cameron Brink, if she come back off the bench, right, and she gives them lights out minutes, blocking shot. She don't even really need to score. There's no pressure there.
Just play defense. Yeah, play defense and rebound.
Oh, man, and then if she can knock down a shot here and there, oh, my God.
It's about go get you a ticket. I'm trying to tell you, go get you a ticket. Sparks is good.
We might just come back to us. I might try to work something out to where we can give away some tickets on the show.
Ooh. Nah, let's not do a giveaway. Let's do something exciting. Let's do like a scavenger hunt or something. You know what I'm saying? We tickets in a random spot around the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do something creative. We misfits. We do more than just giveaways on this show.
No, so maybe we might come up with something. Follow us on social media at the Misfits live and figure it out. We're gonna do like Carmen Sandiego. We're gonna plant different things in the story to let you know where we are. And if you can figure out and name exactly where I am or where Eric is, then you can win a pair of free tickets. I'm gonna reach out to the Sparks tomorrow and let them know what we're doing. But shout out to the LA Sparks, man. Like we always say it, Elam, to make people support you in LA, you got to do what?
You gotta win. You gotta win. LA hates losers. LA does not support losers. It's way too much to do. So if you're losing, you're gonna have empty stands. USC knows it, UCLA knows it, the Rams know it, Chargers know it. Only team that doesn't know it are the Dodgers and the Lakers, because we got real fans out here.
Facts, that part. So just to keep it moving forward, keeping it LA as usual, starting off here with the show. The Los Angeles Clippers, man, like they made some moves to get themselves
the LAARP.
And that's a nickname that you hearing about this team, the oldest roster in the NBA. Does that scare you at all, Elam?
What is there to be afraid of? It's the Clippers. Do I expect anything from them? No. Okay. Will they be competitive? Will they throw some lobs here and there? Are they going to make it, exciting in their shiny new Intuit Dome? Probably so, but are they winning? Are they winning the championship? No. Are they going to the NBA Western Conference Finals? Hell no. Listen, we talking about a geriatric Chris Paul. We talking about a decrepit Kawhi Leonard. We talking about a James Harden that's a little bit older. Where's this youth? Norman, you bring in Bradley Beal, who's a bucket. Don't get it twisted. But you lose the defensive prowess of Norman Powell. That's the thing that made the Clippers such a dynamic, thing. Was their team defense.
Elam, I can't let you get away with that one. Norman Powell and defense in the same sentence is blasphemous.
Norman wasn't playing defense?
He was solid at best. Like he's
gonna give you more defense than Bradley Beal.
They about the same. Yeah, that's what
I feel. I shut the front door.
Norman Powell. When I was there, we were there too. I don't know how you didn't hear these conversations, but we would have conversations in the media room like, man, Norman Powell, if you need a bucket, just go through him because he gonna get that thing up, But at that time, you didn't talk about it as much because he was scoring like 26 a game. So it was looked over. But I believe that Bradley Beal is the perfect switcheroo, right? If you was going to lose Norman Powell, bringing in Bradley Beal, he bring a lot of the identical things offensively, and he can also create a little more to help out a James Harden in that starting lineup. Then off the bench, don't be surprised with Chris Paul. Like, great signing because of the nostalgia. He's Chris Paul. But he's not going to be playing a whole bunch. Like you have Chris Dunn.
As much as you clown Luka for being a cone drill, are you really telling me a 40-year-old Chris Paul is what you banking on?
No, I'm
that what you're telling me?
Because it's going to be more.
Are you telling? When has Bradley Beal ever shown the desire or interest in playing any type of defense? Bradley Beal cares about two things, and in this order: money and dropping buckets. Defense, it's not even associated. It's not even associated with Bradley Beal.
But you know what's different this time around? He might realize, hey, if I don't perform, this may be it for me. Like I may be one of those guys that has
he don't care.
An early career. He's in LA where his wife family is from. I know some of their family friends. Like I know he's excited about that. But I just think that this roster is built to, if they were able to win 50 games last year, I expect them to do the same thing. And if they get to the playoffs, I think that they are going to be a slight bit tougher because they have what exactly the Thunder have when it comes to a big reason why the Thunder win. Listen to me. A big reason why the Thunder won. Of course, they got the best player in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams.
Are you telling
great
me?
guy.
You're
No,
telling you're telling me?
Yeah.
Did you really just compare the LA Clippers to the Oklahoma City Thunder?
Yes, because of
Name. Okay,
the depth
everybody outside of Shai, and even Shai would play a little bit. Everybody on the Thunder is a two-way player. Everybody. What are you talking about?
But Coach Ty Lue
outside of Kawhi, who in the starting five plays defense?
Zubac. Yeah.
Okay.
And you have Brook Lopez, who's a good defender.
Get out of it.
Derrick Jones. You have Chris Dunn, who should have been
Mykell. This is when you say stuff like this. This is why I don't take you seriously. This is why I don't take you seriously. I'm gonna take an eyebrow in a second. Bro. You already owe me the beard, bro. Let's you wanna put some what's the bet? What's the bet? What are you willing to wager? Yeah.
They gonna win 50 games.
What are we wagering? What are we wagering?
Wait, you don't think they're gonna?
Hold on. I'm starting. What are we wagering?
We're wagering Elam wearing a Clipper jersey, walking around with a sign in front of crypto.com saying "I love the Clippers" on it. That's the wager. And if not, I will go in front of the Intuit and I will wear a Niners jersey and say the Niners are the best football team ever in the history of the NFL.
I mean, we already know they're the best football team ever.
That's not true at all. The Chiefs about to caulk them. But you really like they won 50 last year.
I'm not saying they're not going to win 50. I don't think they're getting past the second round.
I think
Clippers not getting past the second round.
They make the second round for sure. Like I think
they're not getting past the second round.
That means to the conference finals. Yeah, I have to wait for that one. But I do think this year, last year they didn't get out the first round. This year they get out the first round for sure because they have more depth on their team, and you got guys that are in proven deals.
They've had depth since Blake Griffin and JJ Redick and DeAndre Jordan and Jamal Crawford. They had depth. Depth has not been their problem. It's always been health. And I don't know why you sitting up here.
They were healthy this year. They just lost to the Nuggets in 7 games. That's what that came down to. One team had Jokic and
Kawhi didn't. Kawhi missed what 15 games this year?
Yeah, but when he started
but
he was there. He finished the season. And now he's coming in healthier than ever before. So they're gonna be in the Western Conference semis. Book it. Clipper Darrell, where are you? Wake him up, somebody. They're gonna be in the second round of the playoffs, man. But to keep it hoop, we got to talk about something because it's been something that's going on. Everyone has been mentioning Kobe Bryant's name, right? And the more that you hear conversations, right, Elam, you are hearing. It started with T-Mac. Man, you telling me if I played with Shaq, I couldn't get a ring. I couldn't get multiple rings, right? So now that's been something that's been discussed online. How many rings will guys have gotten with Shaquille O'Neal? Because we know the prime of Shaq from 99 to about 2004 with the Lakers, he was the most dominant guy we've probably seen. But it has become a discussion to where people are like, how many rings would AI have if he played with Shaq? How many would Steph have received if he played with Shaq? How many LeBron ends up with if he played with Shaq? So I'm just curious to you, Elam. Maybe we can go down a list of the players.
Let's do it.
And see how many you think they will win.
Let's do it.
Shaq. So we already
let me preface my statement in saying I absolutely despise, hate, loathe, attest, freaking hypotheticals. There's no way of proving it. It's all conjecture. But I will say I know for a fact Tracy McGrady wouldn't have won one. You want to know how I know that? He played with a dominant player in San Antonio by the name of Tim Duncan. How many How many rings did he win down in San Antonio?
He was old, man. That don't count.
How many rings did he win down in San Antonio? That's the question.
No, he
Zero. Don't worry about it. None. I think a LeBron Raymond James played with a Shaquille O'Neal in Cleveland.
He did. It wasn't
how many rings did he win with Shaq?
No, settle. So
zero. This is what, okay. Okay.
This is what's crazy about this conversation that's going around with this is because which we deal with a lot when it comes to NBA sports debate, whether in media, whether in social media. People don't ever use any context, right? So if we're talking about playing with Shaq, we mean that player from the age of 17, 18 to 24, I believe is when Kobe and Shaq had their split. So you're talking about these guys and that age group, what they were doing at that time, right? So when I look at a guy like Tracy McGrady. He wasn't. Was Tracy
McGrady the defensive player that Kobe Bryant was?
Not at all, and that's a big part of it. That's a big part of why I believe that, because people don't understand how important Kobe Bryant's defense was. The defense on the outside with Derek Fisher, Ron Harper, Kobe, Rick Fox, even Robert Horry when he was out there was key for the Lakers to be successful because it kept people from driving in to keep Shaq out of foul trouble. So they had to lock up. So that's a big reason why I was like a guy like T-Mac, a guy like Allen Iverson, a guy like Steph Curry couldn't really win the way that people will say that they will be able to. Well, it's because they just couldn't stand up on that defensive end. For Allen Iverson and Steph, offensively, I think T-Mac, he fit exactly the mold. But for a guy like AI, you have to adjust a lot of things to play with him. Who is going to be the like point guard that can guard shooting guards? You didn't want Derek Fisher having to guard shooting guards. He was too small. And you didn't really want Ron Harper to be having to chase around these point guards because, he was older too old at that time. Yeah. So AI couldn't really fit that mold playing next to Shaq because defensively, offensively, then he couldn't really shoot the three-point shot like Kobe could at times, to where that takes him away. For Steph Curry, of course, Steph, one of the greatest offensive weapons we ever seen. We know defensively he can't stand up, but then offensively, he is best when he has a guy that can play his position defensively, but then run point guard. Draymond Green is big for him for that. But with that Laker team, Kobe was a lot of the big-time ball handler for that team because Derek Fisher wasn't a big-time ball handler or playmaker. So you needed Bean to be at his best at that end. And then also with Steph Curry isn't a one-on-one scorer. Sometimes in the triangle, stuff just didn't work out, and you needed somebody to bail you out. And that's where they could just say, hey, Kobe, 6 seconds left, go get a bucket. Steph has
there's offensively, there's only two players that would have fit the triangle, and that's AI and T-Mac. That's it.
Yeah.
Nope. LeBron, no. Steph, no. Any other name that you name, the answer is a resounding no. There's only two players that could have played in the triangle offense. That's AI and T-Mac, both of whom were extremely, large volume shooters. They shooting 20, 25 shots a night. You're not getting that with Shaq. So they're not as efficient. They weren't as efficient as Kobe was. Listen, everything that's happening now is one big hit piece. And why are you starting to see all these players, with all this animus towards Kobe? It makes absolutely no sense. Now, conspiracy theorists, conspiracy theorist number one. There's some money involved behind this. You know what I'm saying? There's some Warner Brothers connections with some different outlets involved in why all of this is happening. If you pay attention to the tea leaves, the narrative is starting to shift. A certain player is not going to catch Michael Jordan. Okay, boom. So let's start chipping away at everybody else that's even in the same breath or stratosphere as Michael Jordan to prop up other players. Listen to me. I don't care if your mama said it. I don't care if your daddy said it. And to be perfectly honest, Jesus, if he said it, I'll tell him he was tripping too. Kobe Bryant was the second best player ever of all time.
I agree.
There are not 9 other people in the top 10 over Kobe Bryant. If you think that, you don't know the game and you didn't play the game.
And I already told you about 2 things for me. For me, the whole Kobe Bryant, where I rank him, is because of not what the media said, not what people I've discussed with. It's the fact that the players placed him before he even passed. Everyone will always say it's MJ, Mike. That's why I always place him where I'm at. And I had to sit back and say, let me try to think where these people are coming from when it comes to the greatest of all time. And I look at individual accolades. Yes, I feel Kobe was cheated out of some, and because of the Colorado thing. But that's why I've been saying it, Elam, that there has to be 2 lists, and there's the greatest of all time when you look
at best career,
and then best player. Like this guy as a player, when I watched him play with the stats leading to winning and with some of the accolades, this was the guy. I believe that if we look at the greatest, Kobe fits in between 1 or 7. Like anything below than that, I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. But when it comes to best basketball player of all time, Kobe Bryant was the best basketball player. Only reason why I say that is because Jordan, Kareem, right? They had greater careers. LeBron, if you look at the 4 MVPs and things like that. Magic as well. He has more MVPs, played in more finals. The way he changed the game. Who else? If people want to mention, say like Larry Bird, 3 straight MVPs and things like that. He's another guy. And then Bill Russell, he has 11 championships. They like to throw that out there.
But it was like 6 teams in the NBA at that point in time.
I'm with that, but I'm just trying to view it how everybody else see it. So looking at those things, those would be the only 6 guys as greater than Kobe. But were they better players? Only one guy I feel was better, and I don't even think he was better. That's why I think Kobe was the best basketball player. He took everything Jordan did, but added more to it and did it against better players. So that's why I believe that Kobe won with Shaq, and that's why you can't put anybody else in that. He played with Penny, he played with D Wade, and he wasn't as successful as he was with Kobe. And that's why I believe that you could put LeBron, you could put Steph, you could put any of those guys that I don't even think they would have been able to handle Shaq crying and saying, "Hey, I need the ball," or I'm
not playing defense.
A lot of guys would have just folded and just sat back and said, "We
capitulated."
Where he needed a Kobe that was going to step to him and say, "No,
I'm
playing, bro. I'm getting better every game, every year. You need to do the same. If not, this is what I'm doing." And I think that helped elevate the Lakers to 3 straight championships. But hey, these people are going to continue to have these hypotheticals, but you don't have to believe them. Before we switch gears from LA sports, the final topic, just to, you're an SC guy partially, and we got the news.
Hold on. Partially? What you mean by that, man?
Because you're a Bruin too, my boy. So you
ain't
fully Trojan. You ain't fully Trojan. It's half and half. And you got eventually you're gonna have to pick a side. That's what they're gonna.
I'm a Brojan. I'm a Brojan.
Okay, I don't know if that works, but USC 5-star freshman, man, Elijah Arenas suffers what looks like to be a
season-ending injury.
How big is this to USC Trojan men basketball?
It's huge. I keep saying, if you are a top tier 5-star athlete, the last place you want to go is USC, because it's something about being there. I'm not trying to cast no aspersions, but it ain't been working out for the brightest names as of late. You know what I'm saying? Elijah Arenas, I hate to see this happen because I think this kid is special. I think he is special. I think he's going to be better than his father. And I genuinely believe that. I'm not really too high on like pedigree when it comes to basketball, especially when, your father was in the league, You tend to have everything, and when you don't have that hunger, getting it off the blacktop, you're not the same quality or caliber player as your dad. Elijah, if you like, I saw him play. I want to say Inglewood. Dude is Westchester. That's what it was.
Westchester,
Dude is a bucket. He's a go-getter. He's hungry. He wants it. He has that dog in him, and it's not just on the offensive end. He's going after it defensively.
Yep.
He's a 3-level scorer. He's a great finisher at the rim. I don't know how USC, and Coach Muss replaces what Elijah was going to bring. You can only hope that he's healthy enough and you're in contention around tourney time to where he's able to come and give you like that boost. But Elijah Arenas was going to be a lottery pick next year.
No, yeah, and losing any type of player that will be towards the top of your totem pole hurts, but especially a guy like that. Shout out to our guy Jesus is tapping this, and huge L for him going down. Yes, huge L. He was bringing that culture too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you needed him to show up, have a great freshman year to make other players and say, hey, maybe I want to play there just like him. Because, we got to talk about it as well. On the other side of it, the women's side, they go from one number one player to another number one player to now once again another number one player. So it sucks for the men and what happened to Elijah Arenas. But man, these women continue. What they doing over there? What is Coach Gottlieb doing to continue to get these girls that are at the top of the class to come play at USC, man? Oh, that's what it is. It's that.
What you want? Venmo, Cash App. Man, when you look at the collective, that the Trojans have, man, in this city, the number 2 market in the world, USC's coffers are not depleted. They're like, they're competing with like the SEC, Alabama, the Texas schools. They got deep pockets over here off of Fig. All you got to do is go past Martin Luther King, and you can see why it's so much money on Fig. You feel me? USC is deep on that ism. But you love to see it. You love to see it if you're a Trojan fan, if you're an alum of the school. Deep pockets. This is what I love. So it's a love-hate relationship and a hate-love relationship. I hate to see USC so successful and UCLA like not even being able to compete, but I absolutely love it because I'm trying to tell people at UCLA, if you want your school to be good, you gotta pay. You have to contribute. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at the alum that USC touts, it's Hall of Famers across the board. There are people in every aspect of the athletic department who want USC to be a world-class athletic department, and they put their money where their mouth is. UCLA doesn't do that, so you get exactly what you pay for. Not much. USC is here to stay. As long as NIL is the leveling factor in this college landscape, USC is going to be a big player in college sports.
No, guaranteed. Yeah, and it's with the NIL, you would think that being in Southern California, you would take advantage of being here with the weather, the beaches, and the fact that you could probably go out there and accumulate the money to get the players that you need. And you just love to see the Trojans looking like the early 90s, late 80s with Cheryl Miller and, all of the studs that they
had. McGee twins, studs.
Yeah, the McGee twins.
Chill out, bro.
Really good players, bro. Really good players.
Oh, okay.
Some of them might be studs. I don't know. That's their business. But, Cynthia Cooper, like they had ballers, and USC was the it thing in the late 80s, early 90s.
Cynthia Cooper didn't go to USC.
She did. She went to USC.
Cynthia Cooper went to USC?
Yes, she did. She was on that squad. Cheryl Miller was her big homie. She showed up from Watts talking about hey, I'm here. I'm from Watts. I'm about to show you what it is. And she said Cheryl Miller humbled her and told her, hey, none of that matters. So, man, just to see them getting back to that, getting these players, it's about damn time that the University of South Central gets it going and gets it rolling. Now, you get names. Now it's about the game. You got to go out and win a national championship so that all of this can really mean something. Because if you can go win one and maybe you go win two, it starts to really change for USC to where people are going to be like, I like South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? I like UConn.
That's the
I
other
want to live
USC.
over
That's the
there.
fake USC. That's the fake
Yeah,
USC.
but I don't want to live over there. I want to go to Southern California where they winning and it's popping. I can live by the beach. I can have summertime weather all year long, pretty much. And USC can be a powerhouse here to stay. But if they can't turn this into winning, it'll just be one of those flash in the pans that will come and go and be out of here faster than we've seen it.
You know, listening to you talk, you know what popped into my mind? Another
What's
thing
that?
that USC does exceptionally well is like create narratives and tell stories. They know how to package and promote and market their players. You're not getting this same level of attention, this preparation, this media training, this media savvy, this business acumen anywhere else. And I'm
Right.
speaking as an alum of two prestigious universities in this city.
Mm-hmm.
USC, when they talk about the Trojan family, I was just like, man, whatever, man. UCLA this, UCLA that. No, they call it a Trojan family for a reason.
Right.
When people see that you went to SC and they went to SC, oh, okay, I got you. It's high key like a cult, like
Mm-hmm.
no gas. It's kind of like a cult, but as a member of the Trojan family, I love it.
No, yeah,
I
you
love it.
have to love it. So shout out to the Trojans, man. We prayers out to Elijah Arenas. Hopefully that he can come back better than ever, and that the Trojans can figure something out. But on the women's side of it, they got it, and they doing their job, and they're doing their thing. Of course, here with the Misfits, we always going to tackle everything in Los Angeles because we are two of the rising premier faces in Los Angeles media that you need to know. But we're so different. It's like we're journalists, of course, but we're content creators. Like we do it all. So it really helps us stand out. But when you need that LA sports talk, we gonna always have you covered. So make sure that you guys tap in to what we got for you. But we're not done because we take you around the entire sports world and talk about what's hot. And we always talk about us being the greatest tag team, and we always throw these WWE, names and puns out there. They had a guy that passed away, a legend, and I was just curious, very curious, on your thoughts on this, Elan, because we seen as Black people the outburst of um, people not caring, the disrespect thrown to Hulk Hogan because of stuff that he was recorded saying, people that he ended up tapping in with. I want to know what's your thoughts on Hulk Hogan. Are we truly saying rest in peace, or are we feeling different about Hulk Hogan? What's your thoughts on the whole situation,
You know,
Elan?
for some people it's rest in peace, and others is rest in piss. Um,
Man.
you know what? Terry was a very varied person. He ingratiated himself to an entire generation of wrestling fans and fanatics, right? He made wrestling cool.
Yeah.
I never was a Hulkamaniac. I was an Ultimate Warrior fan.
Okay.
Um, Seeing what he became after he retired from the square circle, it really breaks my heart to know that he espoused a lot of the beliefs that he did. For me, it just solidified why I just didn't rock with him to begin with. But one thing I will never do is speak ill of the dead. That's just something that it's hard for me to do. Um, I feel sorry for his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I feel sorry for his family. Those that loved him, and losing a father is not easy. You lost yours, I lost mine. There's a huge chasm, a huge void that can never be filled. So for that, I'm sorry, but in terms of anything else, man, I don't have any feelings. I when Kobe died, I felt something. When I saw that Hulk Hogan died, I was just like, okay.
Yeah, when it came to this Hogan situation, being a black man, black person, period, you felt some type of way seeing the things that he said, like you said, the way that he kind of leaned towards later. But that's that, you know what I'm saying? I just remember as a kid growing up being a huge WWF, WCW fans. And I was just like, it's Hogan, you know what I'm saying? And me, with a Christian background belief, like, I can forgive you, more than a lot of people that will. Like, we're definitely today, we're in an unforgiving world. Like, I can do
Very much
something
so.
crazy right now, and everybody would cancel me forever to where it'll ruin everything with my career.
If I could bounce back, you bounce back.
Yeah, but that situation is different. It wasn't like any like words towards a group or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And it don't even have to be disrespectful. It could just be an opinion that if you say the wrong opinion, that they'll just wipe you out. You know what I'm saying? Because of who we are. Because we live in an unforgiving type of world. There's people who still to this day still feel a certain way about Kobe Bryant because of the Colorado incident, and he didn't go to jail for it because people don't forgive and move forward. You know what I'm saying? We don't forget, but you can forgive and say, hey, maybe this person improves better. So for Hulk Hogan, I'm kind of like, I don't know what his daily life was looking at. All I know is Hulk Hogan. I don't know Terry. I know Hulk Hogan. And Hulk Hogan was one of those faces and names. Once you heard it as a wrestling fan, you got excited, and it was big time news. I remember being younger and seeing him fight Ultimate Warrior, Yokozuna, the Hart Foundation, Macho Man, all these guys. Then making the move to WCW and being Hollywood Hogan, and then coming back to the WWF, WWE, and extending his career and fighting against The Rock at WrestleMania, which was amazing. Then even finishing his career at SummerSlam with a dub against Randy Orton. And for me, that's just where it is. It's like, I don't know this man. I don't know what he really about. I know he made some mistakes, just the same way I make mistakes that you just don't know about it because I'm not.
You far much more gracious than me, bro. You far much more gracious than me. Because knowing that, he was dropping N-bombs, bro.
No, that's
like
crazy. That's crazy.
Like, is once I find that out, like, I'm off you. I'm really off you.
But it just, for me, it just, as a wrestling fan, you just remember as in some way. Did it affect me at all? Well, when he passed, I was just like, oh, snaps, Hulk Hogan passed. But it really didn't do anything. But just as the nostalgia of who Hulk Hogan is, he's on everybody's Mount Rushmore as a wrestling entertainer, or most people's. And it makes sense. And, to see him pass away was a type of, hit to that community. But it is what it is. We move forward. But, I'm just like, hey, it's Hulk Hogan. He passed away. And that's what it is, man. So
you telling me you don't got Coco Beware and D'Lo Brown on your Mount Rushmore?
D'Lo, hell no. I don't got them guys. Farouk on there. Shout out to my boy Farouk and what's his name? What's the pimp name?
Booker T.
He gotta be on there. No, not Booker T. The pimp.
I forgot the Booker. I know who you talk about. I forgot.
But yeah, he's on my Mount Rushmore for sure. But nah, it's Austin. It's
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Hulk Hogan, and then for me that fourth spot is murky. It can be Taker. It can be Shawn Michaels. It can be Flair. It can be Bret Hart.
So no, you got to put Ric Flair. You got to put the Nature Boy. And I wasn't even a big WCW dude, but just what he did for the sport, you got to put him up there.
No, I like that. I'm with that. But whether you feel about Hulk Hogan or not, it's still rest in peace to him. Somebody passed away. Prayers out to his family and things like that. But Hall of Fame, we got to talk about the Hall of Fame when it comes to the MLB. There were some players that were put in there, and to get that call in baseball, I think baseball is one of the toughest Hall of Fames to get into because them voters are tough.
Tough.
So
Yeah.
so to see
And
your name,
it's like no brainers. You know what I'm saying? That I'm thinking everybody's gonna vote for. It's always
yeah,
one person who's like, no, like I'm
yeah,
not voting for him. Like, wait, take away your freaking voting
yeah,
privileges. But
that's
shout out to Dick Allen, Dave Parker, CC Sabathia, Ichiro Suzuki, and Billy Wagner. You know,
yeah,
much deserved. Much deserved. I don't know who Dick Allen is. I'm not going to even sit up here in front. Billy Wagner, I've heard of him. Dave Parker, heard of him. CC Sabathia and Ichiro Suzuki. Um, Ichiro is paving the
yeah,
way for a lot of Japanese players. He paved the way
yeah,
for a lot of Japanese players, and you are going to see a lot of future Dodgers of Japanese descent in the Hall of Fame, i.e., what's the greatest player's name?
Mike Trout.
Shohei Otani.
Uh,
Oh, okay, yeah,
the
yeah.
former Angel. But yeah, shout out to these guys. Ichiro, of course, he made a dent there with the Mariners. Like you had when he was at his peak of his powers, which was right when he entered the league. Like, man, you had to know who Ichiro was, superstar. CC Sabathia, MLB
Big
bro, much
fella,
love.
big
Yeah, the
fella.
big fella, the lefty, the champion. Much love to him. Great player, especially he did his thing there with the Yankees. So shout out to CC. Then Billy Wagner, I remember him with the Astros, and then later in his career with
Oh, he
the
played with the
Nats.
Killer Bees. He played with
Yeah,
the Killer
yeah.
Bees. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. So he was somebody that was, a great reliever. And the other two guys I don't really know, but to make it into the Baseball Hall of Fame is top tier. I'm going to say this because I believe it needs to be said. Barry Bonds needs to be in the MLB Hall of Fame or Baseball Hall of Fame. He
do
has
you
to.
know what they gonna do? They gonna put up. They
What?
gonna do exactly what they did with Pete Rose, bro.
Wait till he dies.
As soon as he dies, they'll add him because it's a joke without having Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame. You
Yeah,
gotta include him, man. You have to
yeah.
include him. You have
You
to.
have to. Yeah, it makes no sense why he isn't in it. And I know they want to talk to steroids and stuff like that. That era, they always taking steroids. So I would
Yeah,
just put them in there, and because at the end of the day, you still got to hit the ball and you got to hit it in the right place. You still got to throw the right pitches and get them in the right spots and things
yeah.
like that. You still have to play the game. Yes, the enhancements help, but a guy like Barry Bonds is already a Hall of Famer before he
Before,
started getting
yeah.
big and doing
That's
all of
like with
that.
the NBA. With the NBA, not include freaking LeBron James. Let's say if he was on steroids, like
Yeah.
of course not. They would
Yeah, you
include
have
him.
yeah, they will include them. But that's a whole nother topic we're gonna have to talk about at another time because that's crazy. But shout out to the Hall of Famers. They made it in this weekend or today, and it's a big honor. But speaking of Hall of Fame, you gotta be great, Elam, to get in the Hall of Fame. We already know
I
for
am
any
great.
sport. But you got people having some all-time types of games. Like, is this the best game that we've seen from a hitter? The A's rookie Nick Kurtz went crazy, hitting 4 homers with 6 hits, 19 total bases in one game. Elam, is this the greatest hitting performance that we've seen in a singular
I don't know.
game in the history of baseball?
Shohei had a game that was comparable to this last year. Crazy, yes. I'm not a baseball historian, so I can't say it's the craziest because baseball has like those super obscure stats, like back in 1865, Whitey Ford, went 7 for 7, in Ebbets Field. It's like they didn't even have black players back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Huge game.
Mm-hmm.
Craziest, I don't know. Crazy name. That's what's that like of everything. His name stood out to me. Nick Kurtz. When I heard it, I was like, stop. What y'all just say? It was Nick Kurtz. Gotcha. It didn't make me think. It didn't make me think of like some other names, like Steve Kerr's son, Nicholas, who used to go by Nick. Then I remember, you remember when we went to the East West Shrine game? Diego, what was Diego's last name?
For goat.
Oh, yeah. For go. Okay. And then there's another cat that is playing college ball. I don't know. I can't remember it.
We know that it's that Hulk Hogan word. But yeah, so shout out to Nick Kurtz. He's the first major league rookie to hit 4 home runs in a game, as the Oakland A's knocked off, or soon to be Las Vegas A's knocked off the Houston Astros. He went 6 for 6, 8 RBIs, 6 runs scored. He's the second player in the majors history to have 4 homers in a 6-hit game, joining, let me see if you know this name, Shawn Green of the Los Angeles Dodgers on May 23rd, 2002 at Milwaukee. He was able to hit 4 homers in
I told you it's always some obscure name that's gonna come along, bro. It's the game of baseball. But yeah, I definitely remember Shawn Green, lefty.
Yeah, lefty. So, when you have a performance like that, you're doing something right, especially when you're a rookie. So that's just a crazy performance that you have to show love to, because that is so big time. You want to keep it baseball, or you want to switch gears, go back a little bit towards the hoop? It's up to you. What you want? What you want the people to hear from us, Elam?
We don't really talk baseball. Let's stick on baseball.
Okay, so the trade deadline is coming up. As you know, your Dodgers has had some issues, Elam. I don't know.
Sub 500 in the month of July, man. We struggling right now.
I don't know what to say, but what are you hoping that they do to kind of right the ship? And it's going to be interesting, because if you don't know, you're not tapped into baseball that much. MLB, the trade deadline, it's always these little moves here and there that can be
that make a difference
from your team fully making that run. Because what's the guy that the Dodgers added last year at the break that made a huge difference? Was it Edman?
Oh yeah, Tommy Edman.
Yeah, Tommy Edman, and they made that move, and you like, I don't really know that name. It don't mean too much. And the dude was like David Eckstein, like for the Dodgers, and he was a big part of them.
And I want to say they got Kike back. And they got Kike back. I mean, if I'm the Dodgers, man, I really consider moving Teoscar to left field. I put Mookie back in right field. I put Miggy at shortstop. Maybe you go get a second baseman. Pitching, I don't know if I want to go with a 6-man rotation. I think some of those arms will be best suited going to the bullpen, like Dustin May. Let him be a lone reliever. Have him pitch like 3-4 innings in case of an emergency. I would really shorten up the rotation, but I'm just happy to see Blake Snell. I'm excited to see Blake Snell come back. Tyler Glass now, who's made of glass, ironically. And I think Sasaki is still on the mend too, but we got Max Muncy coming back, man. The left side of our defense, man, the left side of the infield is really struggling. So we just got to get healthy, man. I'm not panicking. I'm just glad July is almost over, because it has been a very long month as a Dodger fan. But we still in first place. We're still going to the playoffs, unlike that other team that plays in Orange County.
Oh, the Los Angeles Angels.
The Orange County Angels.
I'm not really sure which way the Halos are going to move with it. They're 4 games under 500. They're like They're like
What's that feel like?
They're like 6 games from the Wild. It's kind of like the 49ers this past season. So that's what it feels like. They're 6 games from the wild card spot. So they're not they're not dead. You know what I'm saying? They go on 1 7-game winning streak. They'll be right
That's
there in the wild card race. But you're just unsure what they're going to do. So are they going to be buyers? Are they going to be sellers at the trade deadline? I know they got Taylor Ward that they can move. But it's gonna be interesting.
Y'all need to just come on up off of Mike Trout, man. Just let him go, bro.
To be honest, at this point, I'll be with that just because let's give him an opportunity to go somewhere to try to win, and you probably can get a solid little return for him because you got guys that you're kind of building with for the future. So
trade proposal. Trade proposal. Okay. Mike Trout to New York, pinstripes. What do you think? Mike Trout to the Yankees.
No, I like it. To the Yankees or Mets. Whoever can offer up some solid, young players, prospects, do it. Send them back home and let them get a chance. The Mets are going to be a team really trying to make a move. So maybe they might make the call. But it's up to Mike Trout because from what I'm hearing is that he is like, man, I'm cool. Like, I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? He's soon to hit his 400th homer. He just hit his 1,000, got his 1,000 RBI today. I'm not sure he's really screaming to move and having to move his family and things like that. But if there was a move to be made, of course, I'd be down for it because I would love to see him play in some playoff baseball and try to add a World Series to his already great resume. But it's going to be interesting this entire trade deadline to see what a team like, the Padres might try to do, a team like the Rangers who's trying to make a move, the Braves, and a lot of the teams in the NL that's trying to catch the Dodgers. So it's going to be interesting to see, what exactly is going to happen. But here with the Misfits, as you know, we are not just lost and stuck in the sports world. We talk about many things that's going on.
We talk about everything.
Low key everything. But one of the things does actually involve a famous entertainer, but then it also involves a world-class athlete that plays for the Lakers. So Drake and LeBron.
Drake?
I never thought this beef would ever occur because they are both so similar to me. And
they are the same person.
Their fan base are the exact same.
It's the same. They are this literally is the Spider-Man meme. This is the Spider-Man meme.
Facts. So to see that they're at odds, Drake had his show. Of course, he changed the nonstop lyrics where he said go from 26 to 23 like LeBron, or 23 to 6 like LeBron. But there's real beef. And now, and you know how crazy it is today, especially in social media land. Whenever any video is posted that seems like a shot, it's out there and everybody's going crazy. LeBron was somewhere overseas and they was playing Not Like Us and he was jamming like the record just dropped and all of the Drake stands were on his head. You even hear people talking about he's backstabbing them. Aiden Ross and DJ Academics, the streamers, famous streamers, they're super Drake stands and Drake lovers. They're talking more reckless about LeBron, trying to bring up situations they say they know about, which I think, like, man, y'all snitching and being weirdos because that's none of y'all business. He don't know y'all like that. For y'all to be the guys to try to put that out. And even if Drake comes out in a record and puts out some tea, like, what are we doing? Like, is snitching become cool? Like, I don't get what that whole situation is going on. But what's your thoughts, Elam, on the Drake LeBron?
What's your definition? What's your definition of snitching?
It's telling something that's not your business when you don't need to. So
being a tattletale.
Like, bro, yes, you might know I'm doing this, but this ain't none of your business. Now, if Savannah is Drake's like best friend,
she don't like him. She do not like him.
She's a big reason why she probably told LeBron, you heard what Kendrick said, you better keep our family away from him. And ever since then, LeBron been acting different. But with that whole situation, I think the whole beef is overblown because for me, knowing LeBron, I chopped it up with LeBron in the hallway before at crypto.com arena talking about music, right? Absol had just dropped, and I'm like, hey, I saw you post that new Absol, like fire, right? And he like, oh yeah, Soul a spitter. You know, I've been rocking with TDE, and we had that conversation. I
Was he
really
lying
think
when he was saying it?
he probably was. I don't think he heard the whole project, but he probably heard like 2 or 3 songs. He just posted on social media showing love to Soul, which is you get that LeBron stamp that can give you some new listeners. But I just feel that he had no issue with Drake. He just liked the music. If you go back to the beef, when Drake dropped, LeBron dropped fire, 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 fire. But then Kendrick came with better records. Being in LA, we all know how special that pop out moment was, Elam. And LeBron said, damn it, I'm out here too. I need to be there. And for you people who don't know, LeBron has been tapped in with Kendrick since the beginning. Like since Good Kid, Mad City, he's the reason why that Kendrick dropped the Untitled Unmastered. A lot of people don't know that. LeBron was listening to all these live performances of these unreleased songs and said, Top, Kendrick, y'all need to drop these records. And he gave us that 7-track album. So what's your thoughts on that? Do you think there's truly an issue on both ends, or are you like me where you like LeBron is just a fan of the music and didn't know that Drake will go this way?
Man, I think this is much ado about nothing. First and foremost, to get another man tattooed on your body is wild work. So you're telling me you're such a scorned lover that you get your tattoo covered up. That's real emo, man. That's real soft. I don't know what else to call it. That's real Canadian. That's real Canadian of you, Drake. To do it. First off, to get another man tattooed on your body is very Canadian. And to cover up said tattoo with another man is very, very Canadian. But this whole situation is Canadian, man. Braun loves music. He anything that's catchy, that has some cool melodies, some lyrics, like he's gonna bump it. Like that I do know. But with Drake, airing stuff out, even though you and I have heard countless things that we will never speak of. Some of the stuff we have seen players do different things. I'm not going to say whom, and I'm not going to say what, but we have seen players do things that would be very salacious. But it's not my place to say. It's not your place to say. Well, I don't think it's your place to say. You decide for yourself. But like what Drake is doing, man, is this is why it's hard for me to rock with him. And when you like, oh man, Drake's a spitter, I'm like, Drake is not real, man. Drake is a freaking contrived construct of the music industry, man. Like he's all packaging. Like shout out to Mos Def. He said he was a Target MC, and that's exactly what he is, man. He's like elevator music. Like I'm not trying to detract and say he doesn't make bops. Just like I'm not gonna say LeBron isn't one of the all-time greats, but when you're talking about GOAT, greatest of all time, these two are a match made in heaven, man. Yeah, they're meant for one another.
Yeah, and that's why it's so weird to see them beefing, because you like, damn, I thought I was gonna never see this, and then it just show you how quickly people turn on you. You know what I'm saying? Like you got guys like Aiden Ross and DJ Academics and these others.
But these dudes getting paid, man. They getting paid, bro. They're getting paid.
Before all these beefs, like it was LeBron. They was Team LeBron. You even hearing guys who were Team LeBron who love Drake who are now switching to MJ is the GOAT type of guy, which is so comedy to me, man. But I just honestly think, like you said, we know LeBron don't read books, but he does listen to music. So he's a guy that's tapped in. And I believe he heard Euphoria and Not Like Us and truly was like, bro, these is hard. And you LeBron's favorite rapper is who? Jay-Z. And you heard Jay-Z and his beef with Nas, the crazy stuff he said about Nas's baby mama. So he's just like, yo, this music, it
Me
gets
and AI got
disrespectful.
a lot in common.
Man, and he's like, it gets disrespectful, but it's not like I don't take it to heart. It's just music. That's how he took it. And I think that he didn't expect it to go this way. Because if you remember, I think he ended up posting some Drake stuff or music like down the line, but LeBron, like Drake is fully in his, soft girl summer to where he's like, I'm not met
It's
anybody who
sundress
did
season. It's sundress season for Drake, man.
sundress season, man. And he kind of like anybody who even liked the song, I'm not even trying to rock with you. And it's just making a weird situation. So I don't know what's to come of it. It can get really nasty because if Drake do drop a record called Savannah at 8 a.m. at Savannah, and it's some crazy stuff about Bron, it's like what he can do to LeBron's image is crazy.
Is catastrophic, bro.
Yeah,
Because
bro.
and I'm gonna say the reason why. I'm gonna say the reason why. There's a moniker for a city in Canada about a famous basketball player. They don't call it Toronto. They call it after this player. And Drake is super tapped in on what
God.
goes down in that city. So if he were, everything he's saying is absolutely true.
Yeah.
And it would be devastating for oh my gosh.
His image, his brand, like
I'm looking at his family, bro. I'm looking at his family.
Yeah. No, hell yeah. It's the kids, like, oh my, it'll be crazy. But one thing I don't really listen to academics and Aiden Ross that much, but on X, different stuff come up and they had, their different talks and debates, and they brought something up. And I wonder what Elan feel about this. When it comes to Drake and LeBron, who do you think is the bigger name? Who's the bigger star when it comes to
hands
Drake
down,
and LeBron?
Hands down. It's Raymond. Hands down.
Okay.
Hands down.
Okay.
Like, so Drake, I think a lot of people will recognize Drake's voice, around the world.
Music.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, music, is played everywhere. But when you're talking about bigger star, I'll be remiss to say that there's anybody on the planet that's a bigger star that has a bigger cachet when it comes to the sporting world than LeBron James. I think LeBron is reaching the territory that Kobe was in. I don't think LeBron will ever be as revered and as respected and as cherished. But when it comes to just like overall recognition, it's not even close.
He's
a billionaire, bro. He's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. Like off of basketball.
It's Messi, Ronaldo, and LeBron. Like any of those names mentioned, people know exactly who they are. And I know music and sports are two things where I think, you listen to music every day. NBA isn't being played every day, which I understand. But LeBron has been LeBron since 2002, 2001, when he was on the front of Sports Illustrated. Like, he's been that guy for so long. I believe that anywhere you go, he's synonymous with basketball. Like, it's LeBron, Kobe, Jordan. Those are like names when you talk basketball. Their names are going to be mentioned. So even the most average fan, or not even a fan, you mention basketball, LeBron, Michael Jordan.
So it's crazy. It's crazy because it was an alien in Compton. He was looking for LeBron. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to get some of that Monster juice.
Hey, but Drake, I understand because Drake is in so many genres. He's been that guy in music for the past 10, 12 years, but I just think he's not synonymous with hip hop, right? And he's not synonymous with pop culture or pop music like Michael Jackson and some other names. So I believe that LeBron is the bigger star, but you can always let us know. You can always comment. I'm gonna tell Ben, cut this one up and see what people think. Who's a bigger star, Drake or LeBron James, when it comes to this entire thing? But before we get out of here, our final topic of the day here with the Misfits is we some LA dudes. We've been LA since birth. You got Watts, you got South Central. So we got to talk about two legends. And there was a post that DJ Quick commented after, and somebody said, hey, DJ Quick is what we think Dr. Dre is. And I'm like, oh, my guy Elam is tapped into this music game just as much as I am. It's DJ Quick, right? Is he what we think we talk about Dre as being?
Man, listen to me. DJ Quick, I think, is probably the most criminally underrated music producer the game has ever seen. DJ Quick has hits. He's worked with everybody. If you go peep his catalog, you go peep his sound, right? Very influential in the G-Funk movement, which gave birth to Snoop, which gave birth to Warren G, which gave birth to the Dog Pound. Like DJ Quick, that's the guy that started it all. I would argue without Quick, you don't get Dre and Snoop. And if it wasn't for Snoop, like would Dre be as, I mean, of course he had NWA, but that kind of gave him that second life, you know what I'm saying? And just stamped him and solidified him, you know, throughout the years. But I don't think that's far-fetched at all. Like I think DJ Quick is that dude. And if we were to go just skill for skill, I think DJ Quick is a better producer than Dr. Dre.
No, yeah, because you know Dre sometimes gets help. I think that Dre, of course, is the best engineer. You know what I'm saying? Like his ear to the music is, you know, he can like, hey, add this sound to it. I'm gonna add these drums and take your beat to the whole nother level. But from scratch, it's DJ Quick. We know he's a better pen. He's a better pen, you know, because we ain't.
He actually writes.
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody say that they write his stuff. The only thing I think that Dr. Dre has him at, and this is why, because I've been a huge Quick guy for a long time, and I'm like, I would wonder like why Quick don't get that same type of love, but he hasn't put on acts that reach superstardom the way that Dr. Dre did. Like Dr. Dre helped bring us
Eminem,
you know, which gave us Easy, then Ice Cube from that, then Snoop Dogg, which is probably the biggest name in hip hop history. Then, you know, him helping Tupac, giving him his biggest record and helping with his biggest album. Then he comes after that, he gives you Eminem. He gives you, he gave us DOC, which is, you know, one of the most slept on guys. He gave you Eminem, which 50. He also helped birth 50. And then with Kendrick Lamar, he helped give Kendrick that next step. And that's what.
But I think there's a reason for that, though. I think there's a reason for that because shout out, rest in peace to Mossberg, man. Like Quick was getting ready. Yeah. He was getting ready to put Mossberg on, and Mossberg, you know, unfortunately got slain in these LA streets. And I think that really did something too Quick, you know what I'm saying, where he just kind of distanced himself in the game and distanced himself from people in the game. But I think Mossberg would have had a very unique sound. It was getting ready to put on all the Damus before Lil Wayne was even, you know what I'm saying, pushing that Damu line. Yeah, or game, you know what I'm saying? So Mossberg really was getting ready to switch things up in terms of giving another dynamic, giving Los Angeles another dynamic to here.
Because Quick did bring, you know, Sugar Free, AMG, like different guys he helped, you know, give a sound to. But man, Dre done put on some super acts.
I think that's the only you know area that you can say like Dre is unequivocally better than Quick in. You know what I'm saying? Engineering and just finding other acts. But if we're talking producing, if we're talking pen, like it's not even close. DJ Quick is a better producer than Dr. Dre. I'd say DJ Quick top 5 all time. No, DJ Quick top 5.
Yeah, because when you think about his projects, beats that he's done given and things like that. Like he is one of those guys, and he's been doing it like Dre from the late '80s all the way up until till
To
now,
that present day. Yeah.
and he really gives you a West Coast, like a true West Coast sound to his music, to where when you go to functions, you ain't hearing everything Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just thinking about growing up, like you wasn't hearing other than like the hit records that we knew, but you had quick some of his stuff that wasn't the big hit records that you can thump at a party and people will be, stomping to or doing whatever they do. So bigging up both of them, man. Two Compton legends. Shout out DJ Quick, Dr.
Hey,
Dre.
I gotta ask you. You just bringing that up. Is Compton the most talent rich enclave in the city? Is Compton the most? Does the city of Compton have the most talent in Los Angeles?
As far as music,
everything,
sports, yeah, man. If you look at the history of it, like of course LA is there with it because you have some huge names, but yeah, Compton is probably like with music. You got the athletes. Yeah, like Compton is there because LA South Central, of course, you got Nipsey, you got Cube, you got Russ, James Harden. But man, Compton.
I mean, Compton could kind of claim James Harden, no?
No, true, yeah. So he's somebody that's borderline. They got DeMar, Taj Gibson, Tyson
Aaron
Chandler. Yeah, Aaron Afalo. And of course, the music game, they killing it. So yeah, it's one of those discussions. Watts got some talent. Long Beach got some talent. Well,
Watts is the motherland. Well. We already know Watts is the motherland.
Yeah, but I'm still putting the other two on top. But Long Beach got talent. It's a lot going on, man. But hey, we thank you guys for tapping in with us today here with the Misfits, man. Back at it. Last week I was on a cruise. I couldn't do anything. And it was crazy.
You was on Carnival. You was on Carnival, right?
Hey, so this is so terrible about Carnival Cruise. I watched 2 documentaries before that had me skeptical about this cruise. On Netflix, they had the Poop Cruise. I don't know if you watched that, but it's about that Carnival Cruise that lost power to where eventually the toilets you couldn't use them no more. So the poop start coming up.
Oh, so heck no.
All on the floor. No. Like you need to check that out. And then one called Amy Bradley is missing. About Amy Bradley in 1998 was on a cruise, and they don't know whether she jumped off, fell off, or if she was kidnapped and sold into to be a sex slave. But 2 documentaries, I watched both of them before I went on a cruise and was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to be in these waters, and this is what can happen. But I had a good time with the fam. It was a cool little vibe. But any final words before
you get your stamp of approval to Carnival Cruises?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It ain't bad. What I would say, because it was a lot of young kids running around. The one I went to took us to Ensenada, and it was like a 3-day, 4-day. Everything is 18 and up. So going to the clubs, these 18 and up kids is all through there. They all running around. I wasn't a fan of that. But other than that, yeah, it's a cool little vibe, especially if you got your, your lady and y'all going to chill and things like that. Or if you got your family, it can give you that. But if you really going to just chill with the homies or anything like that, that one might be a little too young for you.
Well, that wraps up, this week's episode of the Misfits. I'm your guy, Elam. Yeah. You can catch me, the Sporting Tribune, Culver City Observer. The Lambs Chop has been on the hiatus. I've had some real life stuff going on, but it's coming back soon. Catch me on socials at Elam Squared on Twitter. Elam Squared, just the S is number 5 on IG. And breaking news, your boy got a TikTok at Elam Squared. Yeah,
Elam outside.
Yeah, man, I'm finally in these TikTok streets.
Hey, let's do so. I mean, we're gonna have to do a little TikTok, little dancing type thing for the on Tuesday when we see each other at the Sparks game. We're the Sparks and we're trying to make it 6 straight. So we're gonna do something fun that we can throw up there on the TikToks and the socials. But we thank you guys for tuning in. We back at it next Sunday, same time. Check me out as
8:30.
well.
Mykell always late, y'all. That's the
I
reason
know,
why.
my fault. I apologize, guys. But if y'all gonna watch it, y'all gonna tap in what time we getting on. So be ready, 8:30-ish. We're gonna be ready to go. Make sure y'all tap in the Mykell Mathieu Show Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm Culver City, Fanny TV, Sporting Tribune, FI360. You can find me there at Mykell, the PG on TikTok,
All platforms.
Instagram, all platforms. I think my name might be different on TikTok. Let me see. For some reason, somebody took my name. Somebody trying to portray that they're me out there. So it's Mykell the PG07. Mykell the PG07. So make sure y'all tap in. Show me some love. I'm still working on
you
just being
made
a
it.
PG.
You made it for real. You made it for real. You got imposters.
Somebody trying to be an imposter. So we'll see what happens. But we catch y'all next week. Y'all have a good week. Be safe out there. Hey, we are out of this thing. Should we play a video or what?
Hold on. You got to let them know. We are the Misfits, where we encourage you to stand out. Don't fit in. Until